Lots of water.
Good evening, friends. How is everybody doing? Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday to everybody. Look who's here. My beautiful, wonderful sister, Deanna, is here.
Hi.
I told everybody that we are completely opposite, but we're very similar in a lot of ways, but we sound alike.
True.
So hopefully that comes across through the computer and people can hear that our voices are similar.
Yeah, Mom used to get us confused on the phone sometimes, remember?
Yeah. I actually was talking about that the other day. I remember when I was at your house. I think it was Christmas time or something. Was the last time we fooled Mom for just a couple of minutes on the phone. She was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, we could keep her for a couple of minutes, then she'd be like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hello, Allie. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Sonia. Thank you for being here. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Gypsy JJ. You guys are so awesome. I know there's so many other things going on tonight. Hi, Susie Gemini. How are you? Hi, Butterfly Kisses Healing. Hi, Sue.
Hello.
This is my beautiful, wonderful sister, Deanna, and she is joining me tonight so we can talk about our mom, our journey with grief, and, sort of celebrate our mom as we are very, very close to her 10th anniversary, which I'm going to cry already. I can't believe we're there, right?
That's crazy. Yep.
Hi, Jean. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Ivana. Hi, Nancy. You guys are so sweet. So lots of people in the chat are responsible for me, getting here to this point where, and I've been saying this as we work up to this day, that I actually feel like I can celebrate Mom's passing anniversary in the way that it was meant to be celebrated, because we all know that I've had my head buried in the sand for pretty much the last 9 years. A lot of that credit goes to you. A lot of that credit goes to, your husband and your children, as well as Mark, for helping me. But these people in this community really, lifted me up and supported me in a way that I wasn't getting from outside sources before.
100%. 100%.
And they've all said, like, that they've seen the transformation on my face, just like letting that load go.
And I'm so grateful to your community for helping to lift you up, because I know they have, and it's amazing. It's sometimes it takes a village, and it's funny because there's they started off as strangers, right? But they've become like your family, and I'm really grateful.
Oh, you're so sweet.
No, I am. I really am.
Hi, Lauren.
I see the difference.
So this is, thank you, Allie. I love you right back, my friend. Thank you so much. So my sister, hi, Lisa. Hi, Ange. Oh, you guys, honestly, you're going to make me cry. This is my beautiful, wonderful sister, Deanna. For those of you that have just joined. Let's just stare at her for a minute, make her feel super uncomfortable. Oh, hi, Ben. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Ben is all the way in the UK, Deanna.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, we had a fabulous time when Ben was on. I was chatting away with him about Coronation Street.
Oh my God, my favorite.
Right? Yeah. I told him that we were going to come and visit.
Oh, I would love to.
Oh, Lisa says that you look tall.
I am
5'9".
I'm kind of tall. Yeah. That's where the opposite things come into play.
Yeah. Well, here is where you get to see the differences between the sisters, right? We have similar hair color. Yep. We have similar eye color. Yep. And we have similar voices, and that's pretty much where it ends.
and the eyes can be a little bit, I think, similar. Yeah.
Well, we both have hazel eyes.
Yeah.
Mine have green, and Deanna's has gold, which is just, beautiful.
Not bad. I'll take it.
Right. Now I don't want to embarrass you, but I do want to talk about you for a minute.
Okay.
So Deanna is my baby sister. She's 5 years younger than me. And We were close enough in age to be great partners in our life, right? But we also were a little bit further far enough apart that we struggled sometimes,
Yep.
being sisterly, right?
Yeah. When we were younger, it was harder, right? Because there's that. Yeah.
Absolutely. But the one thing that our mom, which I'm very grateful for, and I suppose our dad too, taught us was, that we only have each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
boy, were they right about that.
right?
Yeah.
Who knew, right?
Yeah.
Which that's really funny. I never actually thought about that until I just said it. Right? The irony of that statement. But anyhow, we'll move into that in a moment. So what Deanna and I want to talk about tonight real quickly, I just want to go over a couple of things that are important about grief. I want to talk about our journey with grief, specifically that last month of our mom's life, and then celebrate our mom. So I've got a whole bunch of pictures here. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I know lots of you have popped in, and there's many other things going on. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I hope to God I don't burst into tears, but I cannot promise that that's not going to happen. So,
oh dear.
I want to show a picture to start. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a picture of my sister and I. I was 8. My sister was 3. Get ready, friends. Here we go. Oh hi, Jay.
We're so cute.
Are we not? Can you see that? I know that's probably a really bad glare, right? So that's me.
I wasn't so tall back then.
Right? That's me with the big head.
Oh, you're so cute.
And that is my beautiful little sister. And she loved me so much, friends.
I know where you're going with this.
Tell them what you did, Dee.
Well, my mom had many copies of that photo that she had. And I took it upon myself to cut my sister's head off in a couple of those photos. Just kept myself in them. I don't know why. I mean, I have no idea. I don't remember doing that.
I don't think you liked my haircut. I think that was the point.
And then on the back of them, I've seen that I wrote my name in crayon, Deanna Kimberly, long, and then my phone number at the time. And apparently, I was just an only child. So.
Yeah. And so what's funny about that picture, and the reason why I show it, is because, like I said, Deanna cut my head off in most of the copies that we had, and then she had that picture made for me and gave it to me one Christmas.
Your head on it. Yeah.
With my head on it. My head was back attached to my body, which was a lovely gift. And that's one of my favorite photos of you and I.
Me
right?
too.
Probably because that was about the only time that you were smaller than me, if I were being honest, really and truthfully.
Yeah.
And then my lovely sister gave me this fantastic book one year for my birthday. It's called Sisters, A Gift of Memories. And I went through it and put some sticky notes in it, because what's interesting is there's certain passages in here that are relevant to what we're talking about. So the first thing that we come upon is it's all in the genes. And so features that we share, we already mentioned our eyes and our hair. And our unique features, what might they be, Deanna?
Oh, yeah. We both have a red strawberry on our left shoulder.
Well, yours is on your...
Wait, which one? Left. Yeah, mine's left.
Mine's on the right side. Yours is on the left side. And I just think it's really interesting because they're pretty much gone now. Is yours pretty much gone?
Yeah, pretty much gone. Yeah, but you can feel it. Like but it used to be bright red, but it's pale pink now. And
exactly.
So strange.
Isn't it though? Because no one in our family had any of those, and we both came out with one on our shoulder, so it was just interesting.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
But we're weird.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Absolutely.
Hi, Scott. Thank you for being here. Hi, Andrea. Thank you for being here, my friend. You guys are awesome. So the next thing that we come across is our favorite foods, which is macaroni and tomatoes. It's a family favorite. We love it.
Oh, yeah.
And
pasta in general. I don't know. I think there's some Italian in there somewhere.
There must be. Yeah. So when Deanna's children were born, and it's referred to as Auntie Kelly noodles.
Yeah.
And Lisa is a pasta fiend. She loves pasta. So,
Oh, there you go.
So macaroni and tomatoes for both of us. You wrote in the book here, chicken pot pie and I don't care, beef stew and dumpling and the whites of eggs. And for you was salt and vinegar chips, dill pickles, turnip, beef stew and dumplings, and the yolk of the egg. Like, that's how opposite we were.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
That Deanna would eat the yolk and I would eat the white, which is just hysterical.
Yeah. I know Mom used to buy the egg separator, bought the egg separator and gave you the 2 whites and me the 2 yolks. And I'd be like, ew, how could you eat the white? And you're like, ew, how could you eat the yolk? So weird.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Hi, Cardamancy Miski. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Hi, Jane the Seeker. How are you? Okay, so I just want to take a moment for everyone that's here. I really, 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 truly mean this from the bottom of my heart. My sister is my everything. And if it wasn't for her, her husband, her children, and of course my husband, I don't know how I would have got through the last 10 years with my anxiety and panic disorder. It has been an uphill battle, but yeah, she is, Jean. Yeah. Without the support of this community, I wouldn't have arrived at this point. And I am so grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you for being here and supporting me and my sister. This is a pretty important milestone, right?
Absolutely.
So I have this really, really neat picture. So the one thing that my sister and I shared as we were growing up, which was so significant, really, and when you think about our baton twirling, right?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
I mean, I started when I was like 4.5 and I finished when I was almost 22. And you were in it from the time you were 5 till you were what, 18, 17,
yeah,
something like that?
Yes, like that, yep.
This is a fantastic photograph. Sorry.
Oh.
Of my sister and I in the backyard.
Oh, so
and look at the look on your face. You're so happy. And I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, you're
whatever.
Too cool for school there. A little bit.
Right? I do have another photograph in here of us twirling while getting ready for something. We were standing outside the house with the proverbial bags on our feet.
Yep. Keep our shoes clean. Yep.
Keep our shoes clean, getting ready for something.
Oh,
and I believe that I'm like 11 and you're like 6 in this photograph.
Oh, so, that's on Beach Street.
Yeah. So there we are.
So cute. I love it. And our neighbors are watching. You can see
our neighbors are out there going, what the hell?
They have milk bags on their running shoes.
What are
those
girls doing?
What
are those girls doing?
They would inspect our shoes to make sure they were spick and span. We had to keep
Exactly. So now we come to this section in the book that's called Sisterly Quirks. Okay.
Oh boy.
And I want to show this picture of our mother, which we think is fabulous. And you know, y'all don't have to say, hi, Flowing. It's so good to see you, love. I hope you're doing well. This is a picture of our mom. Whoops, hold on. Wait till I get the camera.
Oh, I love that picture.
Right, there's our mom in her cat glasses. Oh. I mean, there's so many things wrong in that picture, but we absolutely adore that photograph. Do we not, Dee?
Love it. She said, what is she reading? It looks like the phone book.
She is reading the phone book. She's looking up a number.
And that's like a phone table beside her, right? Like
yes, exactly. Yeah. With the green sort of velvet kind of.
I remember that chair. It like it was a bit of a rocker.
Yes.
Sorry, was that on the farmhouse? That was at the farmhouse.
No, that's on in the apartment when we came back from Calgary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's all right. I'll help you figure out.
Yeah, it's all right.
Don't worry.
You're older, so you remember. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I'm older.
You're older. Yes, you are.
When our mom turned 50 years old, let's tell that story as we celebrate Mom. I think that's a fantastic story. when mom was turning 50 years old, Deanna and I decided we were going to do this fantastic thing, and we were going to make an appointment at this place called Glamour Shots, which is like a photo studio thing where they like do makeup and they do your hair, and they, you know, they have all these outfits that you can change, and it's just like a fun thing. So of course we didn't tell her that we were doing this, and we got balloons and flowers and took them into the studio early and tied them up to the chair, and we just thought like we had done like the very best surprise ever in the world.
It was exciting, yeah.
And she was not happy, was she? Do you remember
how really
off she was?
I don't think she likes surprises that much.
No, I don't think so either.
But it turned out great. The photos were awesome. So
well, I happen to have one of you and I.
Oh, okay. I have the other ones of mom and that.
Yeah. So here we have, it's a little shot, so I'm going to try and get it up as close as I can to the camera. So there's
Oh my God. That is fun.
Channeling our inner Judds.
The hair. It's big.
Right?
Big hair. Love it.
Yeah, our mom was not thrilled when she walked in the door. Do you remember how ticked off she was? And then once they started making her up, I mean, she was absolutely stunningly beautiful. Yeah. And then it became all about mom.
Oh yeah.
So I have
to look like Linda Evans from Dynasty. Yes. She looked gorgeous. Yeah.
I'm gonna blow this one right out of the water, okay? And I'm so sorry in advance, Dee. But you put these pictures in the book. And Deanna, this was a long time ago. Dee probably doesn't remember.
I know. I forgot about this book. Oh crap.
Here's this lovely shot of my mom and my sister and I at Niagara Falls, Canada.
Oh my God.
I mean, can you count the number of patterns in that picture?
Yeah. That's so funny. And mom had her hair, I think, in curlers and a handkerchief.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just think that's hysterical.
Yeah.
But here's what I really want to show you, friends. I have this glorious book that my sister lovingly made. So I said I'm going to jump around, and I really have to do that because I don't want to start crying my eyes out. So when our mother passed, like literally the day after our mom died, we found our father was terminal, and then he died a year and a half, I guess, later. And it was an awful lot to take, right? It became like a 4-year journey that we were on with dealing with ill parents. And even though we weren't necessarily close to our dad, he was still our dad.
Yeah.
Right? So it was difficult. And I think the thing that that was probably the most impactful right at that moment for me was that our whole family dynamic literally changed like that, and I had no idea, and I don't know why, because that makes sense, but I guess it just wasn't in my mind. It was like we were orphans all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, who do we belong to? Do you know what I mean?
Well, and that's what happened after we lost our parents.
Yeah.
We didn't, mom's sisters didn't keep in touch. So the family did kind of diminish when she passed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So this lovely book that my sister made is my dad's lookbook. So memories of my dad. And so in this lookbook is probably the only photograph that I have in my possession of my mother without having blonde hair. Sun Psychic Jean, my mom's name was, or our mom, sorry, Dee.
That's okay.
Our mom's name was Sharon. So this is, these are our parents.
Yeah, yeah. Oh.
Now that's when you can see how much my sister looks like our mom. I mean, she is the spitting image of my mom in when my mom was young. Which I find really interesting because I think I look like mom as she got older.
I think so too, yeah.
We don't necessarily, people don't say we look alike, so I find that interesting.
I know, it is interesting, yeah.
Here is a beautiful picture of our parents. This is when my mom and my dad went to New York City to see Bobby Vinton, my mom's favorite singer back in the day. And this picture in my mind is mom, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know the one. Yeah, I love this picture. I love that. I know, that's so cute.
All right. And yeah. I mean, that is when, I mean, you just look at Deanna, just the way you just held your head right there. Mm-hmm. That is Deanna.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Beautiful. Love it. It's nice to see them when they were together and they were happy too.
Yes,
you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have this, I'm going to show this picture of my dad, or our dad, sorry, because it's here and it's got the both of us in it, and it's just hysterical to me.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
So we just, we had given him a tracksuit and he was really excited, as you can see look on his face.
Yeah. Well, what he used to do was he would shake the boxes and guess what was in it. And he's like, it's a tracksuit. And then he opened it up and he goes, yeah, it's a tracksuit. And we're like, well, thanks, Dad. Thanks for that.
Right?
Thanks for ruining that one.
I won't show that picture. All right. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to show the picture from California. I won't do that to you. Friend.
Okay. I don't mind.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
I don't mind. Yeah.
Here we are on our, on the boat. We are on a boat.
So tiny there. Oh my goodness.
We're on a boat going underneath the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge there. And
it's funny.
You've all heard me tell the story. I told them the story about going to California and us getting on the floor of the bowling alley with Billy Huffsey, how he almost got ran over and then he took us there, and the dude who played Jesse from Fame and Nia Peoples, and Dad's like, I ran out of film, and we're like, we hate you.
Yeah. Yep.
This is probably, well, it's probably not the last photo that we have of our parents, but the last happy photo we have of our parents. And so this was, this is it in a nutshell, right?
Yeah. I like that picture. I love that. Beautiful.
Yep. And so now that you look at the picture and you can see us, now you understand.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe,
I have one more picture that I'd like to share, and it's of me and Mom.
Oh, it's my favorite. When you're a little girl.
Yeah.
The cutest. Oh my goodness. Look how cute you are.
Sorry, you got a big glare right there. I'm trying to make it so that there's no glare, but there.
Yeah,
that's better.
Oh.
So that is our beautiful mom, and that's me, and I was 2 years old in that photo.
So nice.
And I was supposed to be going to get my photo taken, and my mom
yourself, but you wanted your mommy with you.
Well, like apparently I like started wailing like a fool, and Mom couldn't leave, so she was going to work dressed like that. Believe it or not, that's the part of the picture that I love, right?
Yeah.
That she was going to work dressed like that.
She wasn't planning on being in a photo, but she looked amazing. Yeah,
yeah.
But that's the way they dressed back then, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I wrote some notes, and I just want to go over this really, really quickly because it's important to me that people understand that this is a process. There's no timeline for grief, right?
Nope.
The full meaning of grief, I'll be all right, is deep and poignant stress caused by bereavement. That is the definition of grief. Grief is a natural response to someone's loss or a person's loss, someone that is close to your heart, whether you're related or you're not. Yeah. It's an emotional response, an emotional suffering that you feel when something or someone that you love is taken away from you. And often the pain of the loss can feel so overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can only speak for myself. I know that many people in the chat have experienced it, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure. Yeah.
For me, I started having panic attacks and I felt like my life was over. You may experience all kinds of difficult and unexpected emotions, from shock, anger, disbelief, guilt, profound sadness. It's important to remember that the pain of the grief that you can feel can also disrupt your physical health, as I experienced, making it difficult to sleep, to eat, or to even concentrate.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all completely normal. The more significant the loss, the more intense your grief is going to be.
Yeah.
And coping with the loss of someone or something that you like, or someone that you love, is one of life's biggest challenges. And you know, they don't teach you this stuff in school. You know what I mean? There's no handbook for it.
Yeah. I remember a friend of mine, sorry, that I work with said to me, because she had lost her dad, and she said, now the hard part is you have to learn to live without that person.
Exactly.
And I still always hear her, because that's what it is, learning to live without them, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between mourning and grief, right? Grief is what we think and feel on the inside when someone that we love dies. It can include feelings of fear and loneliness, panic, pain, like that yearning feeling, anxiety, emptiness, those types of emotions. It's the internal meaning to the experience of the actual loss. The mourning is the outward expression of our grief, right? It's the expression of how someone is grieving.
Mm-hmm.
This is important to note because both of us have experienced this in our in this journey, and I hope to God that if you're going to listen to any of this, you listen to this. What should you not say to someone who is grieving? You're going to grow out of this.
Mm-hmm.
At least they lived a long life.
Yeah.
When it's their time to go, it's their time.
Or because mom passed away from lung cancer, people would say, was she a smoker? And,
Yeah.
you know, you'd say yes. And they'd say, oh, well, you know, and yeah, you don't want to hear that, right? You just,
Right.
yeah, that doesn't help.
No. Like was she sick? Well, you know, at least you had a chance to prepare her to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Don't ever say stay busy so you don't think about it too much.
No, you have to
That you
deal.
have to stay strong for your children or your siblings or your family or whatever. You're putting way too much pressure on people doing things like that. And I know that both of us, and I don't want to speak for you, but like me in specifically, it depended on who it was and the moment that I was in and how I was feeling at that particular moment when someone would say, you know, oh, and you smoke or something of that nature. And it would literally like rip my heart out of my chest.
Yeah.
And I would get really, really angry at them, even though I knew that they didn't mean it the way that I took it, but I wasn't prepared to accept what they were giving to me. Right.
That's the last thing you probably needed to hear.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Should a grieving person minimize their feelings? No. If you, I mean, you know yourself, you know your mind, you know your body, and you know your reactions. And if you feel like you're out of touch, if you feel like you're emotionally not coping well, then you need to go and see a professional. You need to reach out to your support network, your friends, your family, whatever the case may be, and ask for assistance. This is not easy, friends. This is not easy.
No.
Not easy.
No.
What happens in your brain during the process of grief? When you're grieving, a flood of all these neurochemicals and hormones are all dancing around, right, in your brain, and there can be a disruption in hormones that results in a specific set of symptoms, right? You can have disturbed sleep, you can have loss of appetite, you can have fatigue, anxiety, panic attacks, anxiety attacks.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Mark. Hi. How
How
are
are you?
you?
Love you.
I love you too. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you? Hi, guys.
I'm good. Just talking about grief.
Doing
Doing pretty good though.
I'll be in the chat, offering cupcakes and cookies and whatever else I can find in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
That's
Mark.
what he does. My husband's where, Mark, you know what he's like.
Yeah.
So real
Full
quick, guys,
cereal. Full cereal.
yeah, absolutely. So I just wanna say this last bit here. The grieving process is highly individual, right? No
Yeah.
two people are going to react the same way. I mean, that's part of why I asked my sister to be here, obviously because I love her and we want to celebrate our mom. But it's important that you understand we are in the same family, and we are not physically close in location right now, but we're pretty tight as far as sisters go. Would you not say, Dee?
Yeah, 100%.
And this experience just about ripped us apart because it near destroyed me.
Yes.
So it is a very individual experience. There's no right or wrong way to do this.
No.
How you grieve depends on so many factors. It depends on your personality. It depends on your normal coping mechanisms and your coping style.
Your support, if you have support,
Exactly. Your life experience, your faith, right? Whether you're, have a religion that you are practicing or whatever. Hi, Deb. There's so many people I've missed. Hi, Valerie S. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. This is my wonderful and beautiful sister, Deanna. So everyone say hi. So the grieving process takes time. Healing happens gradually.
Oh, yeah.
Happens gradually, my friends. But it does happen, and that's the important thing. If you take away anything, that's the important thing. There's no timetable for grieving. Some people start to feel better in weeks, some take months. For others, the grieving process is measured in years, and mine was almost 9 years.
Sometimes even hit you, like sometimes you can be in a fog or,
Yes.
Or you could be suppressing those emotions for up to a year or more, and then it hits you like a ton of bricks, and then you're dealing with it,
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So.
Whatever your grief experience is, it is very important for you to be patient with yourself, or if someone that you love is going through it, it's important to be patient with yourself, with them. Allow the process to naturally unfold. And like I said, if you feel, because you know yourself, that you are not coping well, that you are not able to deal with the emotions that are coming out of you, please do go seek medical attention. Gosh knows I had therapists and psychotherapists and psychiatrists, and each of them had a hand to play in my therapy and in my healing. But until I was able to open up and receive the messages, I wasn't really benefiting from it.
Yeah.
I was very closed off to it, right?
Yeah, it's such a shame.
It is. It hijacked my life, but we can't look backwards. We must look forward.
But one thing I feel like, sorry to interrupt you. I really think, in hindsight, if this were to happen to me now, I would go for grief counseling.
Yes.
Like almost immediately.
Yes.
And work through a lot of those emotions and get it out, because we didn't do that. And then we didn't have family support, and and life just kind of went on, and then you're suppressing those emotions, and then it just, when you ignore something, it doesn't go away, it becomes bigger, right?
Absolutely. And for us, I'm not saying that anyone else in the world has never gone through this, but for us it was very I want to say like unique in a way, because we were dealing with our mom's sickness, and she was sick for almost 2 years, or just a bit over 2 years. And our mom never wanted to acknowledge the fact that she was dying. And
that is huge for me. That it was the elephant in the room.
Really, really was. It really was. We tried so hard to be respectful of her wishes and sort of go along with what she was, what she wanted.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And it made it really, really difficult because we didn't know.
Yeah, we never had those conversations with her that we should have.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
we were
but we
totally
did-
blindsided by a lot of things, even though we've seen it. But I almost
Yeah.
feel like, I talk about believe being like mom's favorite word, and believe is my favorite word now or whatever, and I have it all over the house. And there was many times where we would walk in or out of the room and we'd be like, you got this, mom, we believe, right?
Yep.
And I almost feel like I started to believe the fake myself, right?
Yes. Yep.
And so now that we're here, and I don't want to upset you, so I hope that we're not. So Deanna and I took a trip to our mom's house, and it was the first time in I don't remember how many years that it was just me and you, like no kids, no
Yeah.
husbands, just me and you.
Yeah.
And
Thelma and Louise style. Yep.
yeah, Thelma and Louise style, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was a difficult visit.
It was. Yeah.
We went to the funeral home, and I want to play this out for people because here's something that I think is really interesting. If you'll allow me, I sort of feel like spirit was with us then. Our angels were definitely looking out for us in so many ways, but we weren't aware of it, right? So we got there, and mom got out the grocery list, and right away there was a fight between her and her husband. There was back and forth, and it was basically like, shut up, she wants this food, she's never going to eat it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And when we left the house, we had only been there like an hour and a half kind of thing. And when we left the house, we said we wanted to go to I said I wanted to go to the funeral home, and Deanna was like, no.
Oh, I ain't doing that. Yeah.
And I said, no, we have to, because, I need to know what's going on. And as some of you know, and some of you don't, I was told I was the executor of my mom's will. So I thought that I should go.
Mm-hmm.
So Deanna and I went in there and we talked to this lovely lady and told her who we are and what we're doing and why we're there. And she said that our stepfather had not called, but asked for her phone number, and when our stepfather did call to make the appointment, she called and told me. And then I went to Deanna's house, and sitting in the driveway of Deanna's home, I called our stepfather and said, oh, guess what? I'm coming for a visit. And he said, oh, I'm going to the funeral home. I said, oh, well, fancy that. We'll meet you there. What time will you be there?
Exactly.
That was from spirit or angels
Divine
or
intervention. Yeah.
right.
Yep.
So then fast forward, mom is in the hospital, and our mom calls us into her room. And I don't know why this story always warms my heart, even though it was tragic, really, when you think about it, right? So mom says to me, she calls me daughter number 1 and Deanna daughter number 2. And she's like, come over here. And Deanna's filing her nails. And I don't know what the heck, I was doing something. And she's like, I want to go home. So this is what she had the whole thing planned out. Did she not? She had the whole plan. And she wanted us to make a meeting with her doctor so that she could go home, because her husband, I'm trying really hard not to swear here, did not want her to go home to die.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went down to this little cafeteria thing, and we were having a chat about what the hell are we going to do? How are we going to do this? How are we going to go around him, through him? How are we going to make this happen for her? How are we going to look after her? Because she lived like an hour and a half away from you and 2 hours and a bit away from me one way, right?
Yep.
And there was this lady sitting beside us in the little gift shop cafeteria thing. And she got up and she walked past us and she said, if you don't mind saying, my brother and I just went through this and my brother killed himself. And we were like, wow. She said, what room is your mom in? And we told her, and she said, I wish you the best of luck. And we were like, okay, thanks. And we went upstairs and said goodbye to mom, and don't worry, we'll figure something out, and had no idea what the hell we were going to do, but we were like, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
And we got in the car and we drove home. And when we got to Deanna's house, her husband was standing in the driveway saying, there's just got some call from some lady at the hospital saying that there's a doctor's meeting tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah.
That was Wednesday, right? I
Yep.
think.
Mhm.
And so the lady that was in the gift shop overhearing our conversation actually worked for the hospital. And she went up and talked to our mom and then phoned my mom's doctor and had a meeting set up.
Mhm.
So again, someone up there was looking out for us. Spirit intervened and made that meeting happen because our stepfather was really not pleased with what we did. Now this is probably going to make me cry. So when mom, we have the doctor's meeting, and that's when the doctor says that, there's nothing more that he can do for mom. Sadly, that is on the 23rd.
I was just gonna say, today's the day. Yeah.
And on the 23rd of March, that is Deanna's oldest daughter's birthday.
Yep.
And that was, it was just awful. You know what I mean? There was you especially trying so hard to be there for your little girl and pumping her up and filling her with love. And she was there. She came to see Nanny because you knew. At that point, it was obvious, right?
Yeah. It's funny because I said to my husband, I said to Greg, we want to go to this meeting to meet with the doctor to see if we can bring mom home. And I said, I want the girls to come. And he said, I don't know, he wasn't really into the idea. And I said, no, I just, when you make a plan and you think back, why do you? And I said, no, I want them to come. And that was the last day that we all saw her.
That's
and
right.
It was actually, sort of a pleasant visit in a way that she was, it wasn't the outcome that we wanted from the doctor, but so today is the last March 25th. That we saw her. Yeah.
And so shout out to Deanna's daughter and my niece, Madison. Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Yeah. Yay.
Auntie Kelly did a reading for her today over the phone.
Oh, she was so happy.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. She said, you're so sweet.
Quincy's sitting here meowing, saying hi, Auntie D.
Hello. Hi, Quincy.
So the meeting is over, and we understand that there's nothing that the doctor can do, and that's Thursday. Or no, that's Friday.
Friday, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Sunday I go to visit because I literally haven't been able to leave the hospital. Every time I go to leave the hospital, I end up sleeping in my car in the parking lot because I'm so afraid that I'm going to leave and my mom's going to die. And on Sunday, her sisters were there, and I went upstairs and someone said to me, something's wrong with your mom. And I missed a really, really important part of the story, so bear with me. So Saturday, I'm still there. So Friday, I go back to the hospital for the meeting. I don't leave Friday night. I'm still there. Saturday, I'm there. I say I'm going to leave. I can't. I go back into the hospital at 7:30 at night. And I see this lovely sign in the gift shop, which I brought here so that everyone can see it. This silly little sign that is worth like a whole $8.
Oh.
Right? I seen in the gift shop, and I snuck upstairs to mom's room and had it in the little bag, and she was asleep, and I wrote her this lovely note using the pen from the nurse. And when I went to go back in the room to leave it, I woke her up. Well, the next thing I know, mom's wide awake, and she's like, can I get that carrot cake that you brought me today from the gift shop? Put the kettle on, make me a tea. Can you massage my feet? Now, my sister knows how much I love feet.
Yeah, right.
Not. And there I was massaging my mom's feet because it's my mom. What am I going to do? And Mark sitting in because my mom was in a private room, right? And Mark was sitting in the big lazy boy. And as I'm rubbing her feet, she looks over at Mark and she's like, "Stop staring at my daughter's ass. That's rude." Which was just, I just love that.
Yeah.
About 4 minutes later, the nurse came in and said that they needed to move mom into a private room. And that was the moment mom was done. She totally hit the panic button, freaked out. And I tried to reassure her to the best of my ability that she was doing this great thing, giving up her room to someone who was going to die. That's a good sign. I was trying anything I could think of to calm her down.
So do you think that hearing that she was being moved to a palliative single room, that made her feel like, she was dying?
I don't know what it did to her, but it did something.
Mm-hmm.
It literally stopped her.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they moved her down the hall and they put her in a room with 3 other people because of course she was in a private room. So we had to take all of her stuff and put it in the car, and Mark stayed with her, and I went and phoned our stepdad, who is our stepfather in name only, just FYI, in case anyone cares. And I said, that they just moved Mom. And when I went upstairs, Mom was sitting in the dark and she was holding on to Mark's hand, and she was just like so agitated. And I can honestly tell you, there's probably, like, I could count on one hand how many times I've ever seen my mom that scared, right? And believe us when we say we've seen our mom in situations where she's had her life threatened, and she wasn't that scared. And so the next day was Sunday,
right?
Yeah, it was tough.
Mm-hmm.
The next day was Sunday, and her sisters came to visit along with her niece and her nephew. And when I came into the hospital, it was about 1:00 in the afternoon, and our aunts were standing at the hall in tears, of course. And I walked down the hallway and I was like, what's wrong? I mean, that's not a good sign for me, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, what's wrong? And one of them said to me, like, she's not well, she's not speaking. She just keeps saying she wants her angel. She wants her angel. She wants her angel. And one of them tried to convince me that it was me that she was talking about, but whatever. So I went into the room, and there was just that moment of clarity. And I knew, right? I knew that the whole, like, it's okay, fight, like that, all that stuff had to stop. I don't know how I knew it. I just knew.
Mm-hmm.
And she literally grabbed me and pulled me, like, to her face, because I don't really think she could talk at that point. Yeah. And I she didn't say anything. She just pulled me really close, and I said, it's okay, Mom, you can let go.
Wow.
And so later on that night, when I came out of that room, that's when I called you and I said, Dee, I don't have a good feeling about this. I don't have a good feeling.
Mm-hmm. That was the Sunday.
Yeah, on the Sunday night. And what happened, and this is the thing, I didn't even know this. So I'm sitting in my aunt's vehicle outside the hospital. It's like 10:00 at night, something like that, right? 9:30.
Yeah.
And Deanna's at home. And I don't know that, like, after I've called saying, Dee, I don't have a good feeling, I think you better come here, that my stepfather is calling Deanna saying the hospital's just called and, like, Mom's not going to make it through the night.
An hour after you called me, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you called me to tell me that I should come. So we got somebody to come watch our kids, and we headed out the door. And as I was leaving, he called to say, you better come. The doctor said to come. So I was grateful for your call, and that's what we did. We headed there.
Yeah. So we were all there. All of Mom's sisters, her husband, Deanna and Greg got there.
Yeah, thankfully.
And that started the most intense few hours of our life, did it not?
It was a long, I was rough.
From about midnight on Sunday night till Monday afternoon at just shortly after 1:00, right?
Yeah, I was going to say around 2:00. Yeah. That was a long
That's
call.
how long she held on for. And she wasn't talking. She wasn't really moving.
No, when I came, she wasn't talking anymore. Yeah. So I knew as soon as I walked in the room, I knew. I was like, wow, things have really drastically changed. I saw her Friday. This was Sunday.
Yeah.
But you have to always count your blessings. And I count.
Absolutely.
Madison and I talked about it today on the phone, how Friday was a blessing that we had that time with her, and
absolutely,
it was so adorable. And
yeah, absolutely. And so here's where we're going with this. So after those many hours, and I will say, like, I I was like up here. I could literally not take anymore.
You had enough. You were done. Yeah, and
And
rightfully so.
yeah, when my sister arrived at the hospital, we both were in the room. You know, I gave her a hug, I gave her a kiss, and I was like, you know, no one needs me passing out in the middle of the hospital, so I'm going out to my car.
You passed me the torch.
Yep, I passed her the torch, and she stayed in there.
Yep.
I stayed outside watching through the windows. And finally, someone convinced me to go and get something to eat. And then no sooner left that parking lot and went to get something to eat. And Deanna's husband texted my husband and said, like it, you know, she's gone.
Yeah.
So then, you know, our mom is gone. And, you know, I think that I can speak for both of us. I'm not going to, though. Like, I'm so grateful that her suffering was over.
Yes, 100%.
But that's when our suffering started. Because then we had to deal with the loss of our family, finding out our father was terminal, fighting with our stepfather I remember going to get some of mom's things one particular day. Thank God I had my aunt with me, because I don't know what I would have done without someone's support.
Yep. And
he literally, he made the appointment with me and then slammed the door in my face and refused to speak to me.
Yeah, he was a difficult man. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's gone.
So our mother passes. We have a celebration of life for her on his timetable, not on ours. She only ever said one word out loud, and that's where she wanted to be buried. Or cremated, sorry. She wanted her ashes scattered. And he told us, standing in the driveway about 3 days or 2 days after mom passed, that they don't do that there anymore. Well, my friends, as fate would have it, this is what's going to make Kelly cry. As fate would have it, after 9 years of waiting, thousands of dollars that my sister and I spent to hire a lawyer, because we were disinherited from the estate, and we ended up not having any access to our mother's remains. And again, Spirit intervened, and we were able to not only get her ashes, but to actually be able to have them scattered in the very spot that she wished that they would be scattered.
Yep, you made that happen. You fulfilled her wishes.
We did.
Well, yeah. Okay.
That right there was like the first feeling of release, right?
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah, that helped you, because that
was the thing I was holding on to.
Yeah. I think something that maybe people don't understand, and this may put it in context, but because mom was a single mom.
Yeah.
And you were the eldest daughter, a lot of pressure was always put on you you were almost like her husband in a way, or her right-hand man, her wingman.
Yeah.
Right? Always. So
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you always were. So right down to her death, you were her, her. So you took a lot of stuff on your shoulders, more than me and more than anyone. And you had, unfortunately, her husband going against you, which really made things terribly difficult for you and for me, but especially for you, because you were trying so hard to, do everything for her and fulfill her wishes.
Right. I think the thing that I was stuck on, literally, and this is important for me to share because I can't be the only one that experienced this. I was angry at my stepfather because he made me angry at my mom, because it didn't make any sense to me why she told me what she told me, and then none of that ended up being the truth. And
About
I
the,
was very confused by that. And I
Yeah.
was angry.
yeah, you
And,
don't want anybody to make you doubt your own mother, right?
well, I mean, you made
Yeah.
me mad at my mom and she's
Yeah.
dead, you know,
Yeah.
and like she can't
Yeah.
defend herself. And
Yeah.
so I was either nuts or my mom was a liar.
Yeah.
Those weren't really
And
great
we
options.
know better than that. Yeah.
And so, as it turns out, friends, my mom was not a liar. Our stepfather was an asshole. And so now he has had to pass and he is, doing his life review. And we were able to honor our mom's wishes and allow ourselves to have that peace that we so desperately needed. It wasn't even closure, it was just peace, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I want to share this because this is really important, and I'm trying to lighten this up a little bit. Oh, hi EQ, thank you so much for being here. You're so sweet. Thank you everyone for being
Yes.
here.
Thank you for listening to our heartfelt story.
This is my beautiful sister Deanna.
Probably not easy for people to have to listen to it all, but
Well, you know
I'm sure
what?
people can relate. I'm sure we've all, been through
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
difficult circumstances, and
Well,
that's the whole thing, is to talk about it, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? And like, I think it's important because we both came from different spots. I mean, there was many times over this thing where Deanna was like, "Come on, Kelly, like, you've got to talk to him," and I'm like, "I don't want to talk to him. He's an ass," or she would say like, like, "I care about you. You're not doing everything that you need to do to help yourself," and I'm like, "Dee, you don't understand."
Yeah.
The thing was, I didn't understand.
Yeah.
And when I think about, not just him making me angry at my mom, he almost like ruined my relationship with my sister, which is not fair, but that's literally how I felt. He did that. So here's where I want to go to, because I think this is a great way to sort of end this part of the conversation. I've always had an affiliation with 1111. I don't know where the heck it comes from. All of a sudden, when our grandmother was sick, I just started seeing 1111, and it's never really left me. And there was many, many, many times on the way going to the hospital to see mom, all of my family going with me in the car. I'd be like, "It's 411, it's 311, it's 1111." They're like, "Shut up, we get it. Like, you see 11 all the time. Who cares?" Right? Because they don't understand.
Yeah.
Anyway. I had a reading last June, not from anyone in this, 2 Junes ago, not from anyone in this community. And that lady right at the very end said, it was over Zoom. And she said, "Come up close to the camera. I feel like I'm supposed to do this." And she was wiggling her finger in front of my face and said, "When you see 1111, it is your mother. Don't doubt it." Which I just thought was really funny because mom was never a believer in the whole 1111 thing. She thought I was a whack job. Moving on. I prepared a little something to say at the service that we had for my mom when we scattered her ashes. And it was just my sister and myself and our husbands and my sister's children. And I want to just read that very, very last part because I think it's extremely important. If I can find it, of course. If you will all indulge me. And I hope this doesn't make you really upset, Dee. Sorry.
I'm good.
So for whatever reason, because the timing, all the time that we waited was so important. That was the thing that kept eating away at my heart, right? At both of our hearts. It wasn't easy for you either to not. I mean, there was one point in time, friends, where literally we were having a conversation and I said, "Well, no, she's at the funeral home on the shelf." And you said, No, I think she's at the house. Like can you imagine not knowing where your parent is or where your parents' remains are? I mean, it's insane. It's not, it's crazy. So I decided to make my speech, and I constantly referred to different rhythms of time. And so I started out with the number of days, and then I said about the number of years. And then I'll read the last little bit, if I can, without crying. 111 months. 111 months. What a long, hard journey this has been, but I'm so grateful that we are able to fulfill your final wish today. I pray that you're now at peace. You asked me once, I can't say that part. Why do I always put you on a pedestal? The answer is daughter 1 and daughter 2, we are everything because she loved us, which is, by the way, what we put on her plaque.
Yep.
Thank you for the 1111 and the 111 messages last night as I was preparing these thoughts. It is my confirmation that you're with me, watching over us, supporting us.
Yeah, beautiful.
1111.
I used to think you were crazy when you told me you saw that all the time. And now every day I'm like, oh, Jesus, 1111, 111. And Madison is the same way now, and Mackenzie. And it's kind of interesting, you know. I mean, you know, for me, it's dimes. I find the shiny dimes.
Yeah. Well, tell everyone what dime that you just found the other day, today. You did.
No, today on Madison's
Today.
birthday. Yeah, I found a shiny dime. Said 2009 on it.
Yeah. And so I said, numerology 2 + 9, it's 11, master number. That's 11. We'll take it.
Oh, so cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And Madison found a dime today as well, right? On her birthday, or was it yesterday?
Yesterday she found it.
Oh, yesterday. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So the next most important thing to me to mention, and I say this all the time, and I don't want Jean to be embarrassed. So I found this community in between all of that stuff going on. And I went into Debbie Freebird's Spirit's room and I realized, hey, I could ask a question and she could tell me. And I was all about the court case. What's going on with the court case? What's I'm thinking? Tell me. And you know, from the Jerry Maguire movie, you had me at hello. Well, literally, she had me at hello because she channeled Mom and said Mom was sitting in a chair with a gray cat. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Our mom didn't really like cats and she was allergic, but I mean, I was all about it, right?
Yeah.
Once I realized that I could come into this community and I could ask questions, I was going into everyone's room and asking everyone the same.
You were looking for answers and just comfort, and you got it.
Exactly. And then the most important part to me was the support that I received from the readers, from the chat. I mean, they said hi. They said, how are you? They said, share your story. We're here
to care about you.
Support you. And then I found Jean. And Jean gave me a reading that literally changed my life. And I say it's Jean, and Jean says it's Spirit. So we'll agree to disagree. But I mean, she has a special place in my heart because she did that for me, right? Where she did the suitcase and said, that was I ready to give the burdens and put them in the suitcase and let Mom take them because they weren't my burdens to carry.
Wow, that's huge.
And once she did that, a little piece of all that weight fell off.
Wow.
Allie is in the chat from Heart and Soul Connected, and Scott was on her show. And I asked him, how do you forgive? Like, for God's sake, will someone just tell me? Because I can't figure this out for the life of me.
Yeah.
And he spent like 15 minutes talking to me. And Allie had a show about rituals and ceremonies. And about a week before that. And I sort of put those two together. And that's when I came up with, I'm going to start a channel. And I did the forgiveness ceremony in the backyard. Now, you know me better than anyone, Dee.
Yeah.
I literally walked away from that and went in the backyard or went in the kitchen and made dinner.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. I don't do that on a regular Tuesday. Never mind on a day when that kind of an emotional thing happened.
Right.
Again, another little piece fell off.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I have some peace in my heart again. And that's what today is all about. And oh my gosh, we have 22 people in the chat. So that's 11 times 2. Woohoo. Thank you, Jimmy. We love you. That's awesome. And so I guess really the point that I really, really want to make is, to the people in the chat, please don't ever stop doing what you're doing. You're phenomenal. You support people. You lift people up. You say hello. You can make all the difference in someone's life. So please don't ever stop. You are phenomenal. And it is most important to me that you understand the importance of what you do by participating and by sharing. I mean, I literally feel like you saved me. So please don't ever stop. If you can do that for someone else, it was amazing. Deanna,
Yes.
I love you.
I love you too. Oh, I'm
So-
trying to keep it together. And I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of
And
you.
Mom would be too.
True.
And your nieces are very proud of you. They're like, you're their rock star. They just like think you're
Well,
amazing. Yeah.
I mean, who could blame them, really?
Yeah, that's true. Well, there's the Kelly I know. Come on now.
Right?
No, Mom would be ecstatic, and I am grateful to these people, like I said earlier,
Mm.
because yeah, sometimes it takes strangers and it takes a village, right?
Well,
Of
I think it was just like an understanding. You know what I mean? Like a general understanding of
ugly cry now. Oh,
yeah,
great.
right. This is
Sorry,
the ugly sister
I'm
cry.
good. I'm good. Yeah, it's
No,
coming up. Coming up.
I think it was a general understanding of instead of like what you're not doing right, what you're doing right, and it spoke to me in a language that I can understand, and I don't know why, and I don't question it anymore. It just happened, and I'm
Yeah,
grateful.
there's no reason to question it. It was meant to happen.
The thing that I have learned from this community more than anything is to be grateful. And I've said to you before that I'm almost ashamed of myself that I didn't come from a grateful spot. Of course, I have blessings and I love my family and I'm grateful for the people that I have and the feelings and the things that we've shared, of course.
Yes.
But I wasn't grateful for what happened to me. I wasn't grateful for the position that I was in. I wasn't grateful that I felt like I lost myself to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so no, I wasn't grateful. I was pissed off.
You were bitter. Yeah.
I understand now what that means and I am grateful now because I've come out on the other side stronger, better. I am nowhere by any stretch healed by any sense of the word. I don't know that I'll ever be healed, but I am so far from where I was.
Absolutely.
So far from where I was.
I honestly think, I read a quote once where it says, instead of saying, why is this happening to me?
Yes.
Why is this happening for me? And honestly, everything that we went through fighting Mom's will and that struggle and that hurt that we felt and going up against our stepsisters
Yeah.
and that it brought us closer and it got you reaching out to the spiritual side and the community and it's given you honestly like a calling. It's given you love
Yeah.
and support. It's lifted you up.
Yeah.
It's brought us closer. So
Yes,
I feel like it happened for a reason. Honestly,
11.
as crazy as that sounds, and we are stronger for it. We are.
We are.
And it may not have had the perfect outcome, but to us, our mother's laid to rest in the way that she wanted to. Her wishes are fulfilled, so we can hold our heads up high and
I
so-
do want to share something with you that I actually haven't told you yet. So
Okay.
I just put this up on the screen that where Valerie S says Deanna seems like a very supportive, beautiful sister, and
Aw.
she definitely is. So there's another lovely. There's lots of lovely people in this community, and I had the occasion to have a free reading the other day with another lovely medium by the name of Joan, and I want to get the book out.
Okay.
To tell you what Mom said.
Oh boy. Am I in trouble?
No, not at all.
I'm ready.
So Mom said that she was holding a flower in her hand,
Oh,
and Joan
sorry.
was trying to see what kind of flower it was,
Okay.
and she was explaining the colors to me, and I said, ask her if it's from Boot Hill.
Oh.
And she used her, oh, hi, sweetheart. Maddie's here.
Oh, hi, Maddie. Hi, Madison.
Happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Maddie girl.
She's 21.
Yeah, she's not a wee girl anymore, but she's our
No.
little girl. Our lippy Lou. Mom said that the flower was from Boot Hill. And she said, do you have a question for your mom? And I said, can you ask Mom if she's okay with what we did last summer. Is she happy about it?
Oh,
And immediately Joan was like, the tears were coming down her face. And she
for
said,
sure.
your mom is thrilled.
Oh, 100%.
So that was
So
all I
great.
needed to hear.
So
I think it was,
yay.
yeah,
Yay. Team daughter
right.
woman better too. Yay.
I mean, right.
Well, we already know that she would be so proud and so happy.
She always, like I said in the beginning, she always told us we only had each other. And in the end, it turned out that we did only have each other. And as always,
We had to work together.
we did. And as always, we stuck together as the team that we always have been.
Yep.
We make a really good team.
We do actually, yeah.
We do.
And you know what? My daughters got to see that too.
They did.
They saw, you know, us pull together and stand up for our mom and
stand
fight
up for ourselves.
And standing up for the grandchildren as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, they learned, I'm sure they learned a lot from that. They took a lot from that.
They did.
And I hope, I have 2 girls too. I hope they always, and they're very different, as you know.
Yeah.
And I hope they always stick together as a team and support each other as we have too. No matter your differences, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love you so much. And I'm so glad that we're back here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Feels
Back,
good.
back in this good flow again.
Yeah, because when we talk now, it's about each other, our whatever families, whatever's going on.
Yeah.
We laugh. There's not anger and bitterness, and there can be sadness. That's okay. I mean, it's just coming up, but we're not angry, bitter. We're not in that spot anymore.
Yeah.
So
like we're not harboring it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look, it's 8:11. Jackie's pointing out.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Jackie.
So I just want to really, really quickly go through everyone that's here. I want to say thank you to Valerie for being here. Thank you to Jackie.
Thank you.
Thank you to Nancy. Thank you to Ron. Unconditional love. By the way, Ron looks like our dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And Ron is just a sweet, sweet, sweet man. I want to say thank you to Scott Scorpio Moon, to Anna Banana, to Sun Psychic Jean, who changed my life, really.
Yep. I love the suitcase metaphor. That was cool.
Right. Wasn't that beautiful? I want to say thank you to Allie, my partner in crime. That's the lady that I started the new channel with, Circle of Friends Tarot. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't probably have a channel on YouTube. So thank you to Allie for being here and for loving me and supporting me. Thank you to EQ, who literally came on this channel at Christmas time and channeled Mom a message to me about doing my own oracle cards with my photographs. And it was just, I was like, oh my God, that's so weird, because I literally just had that conversation. And I'm like, that was Mom for sure.
Oh,
She's
wow.
so sweet. Thank you to Gypsy JJ. Thank you to Lauren. Thank you to Maddie Girl, of course.
Hey, Maddie Girl.
Mesquite. Cartomancy Mesquite's my tarot practice partner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Thank you to Kaz Liberty at Large for being here. Thank you to Flowing. You want me to tell you? I don't know if I told you this. So one day I was sitting here, I was in someone else's chat, and I asked a question about Mom, and answered. And then later on, a little while later, Flowing said, Kelly, your mom's here. She's like pointing at the wall. And I was like, what? And she's like, what's on their wall? And she was talking about this that you gave me. She said Mom was pointing at a butterfly on the wall. And I'm like, okay, you're freaking me out.
Yeah. Enough of that.
Right. I want to say thank you to Sharon Sipe, to Lisa Spirit Intuitive Tarot, who was my first. Lisa had a birthday party and was inviting people up out of the chat, and I was in my pajamas with my hair looking all smart like that. And I quickly went, oh, and I jumped up on the chat because I wanted to say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my first moment on YouTube.
Oh,
and that's where Ellie saw me, and that's how the whole thing. Lisa has a very special place in my heart. She's provided me so much laughter. She's amazing.
Oh, that's such a healing thing.
It is. And you know how much I love to laugh and tell my stories.
Laughter's gotten us. Humor is, such a
Right?
good thing. Yeah.
Who else is in here? So many people, so many people, so many people. Nancy Riker, thank you for being here, my friend. Susie Gemini, thank you for being here. She is my new friend, and we love her.
Oh.
Cardamancy Mesquite, I already said you. I'm going backwards. Probably would have been easier
Okay.
forward. Scott Scorpio Moon, I said thank you to you for being here. Jay Herc213, thank you, my friend, for being here. Ivana Intuitive, thank you so much for being here. This is a moment that I'm not going to ever forget. So I want to make certain that I mention everybody and tell you how much I appreciate you being here.
Yes.
I appreciate you showing my sister and myself some love and helping us talk about our mom in a way that she deserves to be talked about. Thank you, Faye, for being here. I love you, my dear. You know that. Who else is here? So many people. I've missed so many. I'm sure Geek Hillbilly was here. Thank you so much for being here.
Who else I'm thinking is here?
Right?
Your mother. She's probably here too.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Mom is. I'm pretty sure Mom is here. She would be so proud of us. Deb H. Purple Elephant, thank you so much for being here, my dear friend. I appreciate it so much. You guys are all just wonderful, 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 wonderful people. I think I said Sharon Sipe. If I didn't, she's a moderator at large. She keeps everybody safe. You guys have shared so many wonderful things in the chat. Thank you, Vivian, for being here, my friend. I do appreciate it so very much. And of course, Andrea Galvin, who from the first moment that I showed up on YouTube on Allie's channel was just so kind and so supportive. Butterfly Kisses Healing as well, with her energy healings to myself as well as to you.
Yes, I have to reach out to her, yes.
Yeah. And I don't want to out my sister on YouTube, but my sister's going through some stuff. And so if you could all send her some love and some prayers, and anyone receiving Reiki, some energy through the screen.
Yeah, I'll take it.
If you all want to do that for her, I would be ever so grateful.
I'll take it.
Tracy Ralph, thank you for being here, my friend. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, love.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm just saying I'll take in all the good energy. So.
Right. Ben, as I said, thank you so much for being here. I know it's very late where you are, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much to Michelle, my bell. I think I missed you before, but thank you for being here, my friend. You're so kind. I can't believe all of these wonderful people showed up for us. It's just a beautiful thing, is it not, Deanna?
Yeah, it is. It's amazing.
Thank you, Tiny Trinkets Intro, my good friend Ange. Thank you for being here. Jaden the Seeker, thank you so much for being here, my friend. I certainly hope I haven't forgotten anyone. I feel awful if I have. But you guys have just been awesome. Marcia Green, thank you for being here. It's just been lovely. Ivana Intuitive. I feel like if we could break out into dance and dance the way Mom and Dad did, that's exactly what should be happening. We should be having a party because they would love that, would they not?
Oh yeah, they love to party.
They did. I was telling people before that Mom and Dad used to dance like swing dance or whatever, and that they absolutely loved it.
They were so cute.
We loved watching them. Deanna and I have tried. We've tried.
Actually, you're a good dancer. You used to dance with Mom and other people in that way. You're a good little dancer. Got good rhythm.
A good little dancer.
Well, you're little, so
Yeah, I am. Everyone is saying that they love you. Much positive love to you, Dee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel it.
Sharon Sipe says your mom is with both of you in your hearts. Absolutely. Ron says sending Deanna lots of healing, light, and love. Blessings. You guys are all so sweet and so kind, and I do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We're lucky.
Do you have anything else that you want to say, honey? Well,
Um,
sorry I made you come on YouTube and cry.
no, that's okay. No, it was great.
The things we do for the people we love, right?
Oh, it's okay. Hey, it's our journey, right? It's no, I'm just happy and proud of you, and I'm just grateful to everybody.
Thank you.
And it's nice to see you in this way.
Yeah,
I feel,
come on and join us again. Wonderful to
Oh.
meet you. You are lovely, like your sister. So sweet.
oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you. I'm not as chatty. She's a little chatterbox.
Oh, everybody knows. I got stories. I got stories.
Yeah. Well, your kindergarten report card said you were a chatterbox, so
It did.
that is in your nature.
Oh,
And
should we talk
you're
about
in the perfect job. You're in the perfect job then, talking to people.
Should we talk about that story real quick?
Sure. Which one?
Which one? So we have
Wait,
this.
this is trying to get to something else. I gotta go. She's gonna gang up on me now.
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe just a little bit.
Okay.
So we have these things that our mom got us. They're, I don't even know what they're called, but you put all your report cards in them, for when you're in school. And my sister, I don't know, she was wanting to be a teacher or whatever she was doing, but I had all these old assignments from when I was like a little kid, and she went and corrected them all my spelling mistakes, put big red check marks and big red X's.
Well, spelling was never your thing.
No, it wasn't.
No. Actually,
No,
I'm the worst speller now because we don't spell
right.
So now I'm like, how do you spell this? How do you spell that?
Thank God for autocorrect.
Yeah. I've lost the skill too.
Yeah. Well, I think
handwriting.
I would like to say this, that so the 26th of March is Mom's 10th anniversary, and it's going to be a tough day, but I actually, in a weird way, I'm not excited about it, but I'm looking forward to being able to celebrate that day as it should be.
Yes.
And thinking of Mom and
lighter heart this year, maybe. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, I can't believe it took so long, but I'm so grateful that moment has arrived. I sort of feel like this is a big test. And like I said at the beginning, like if I can make it through this, I figure I've got this nipped in the bud to the point where I can survive. You know what I mean? I'm going to survive.
You will make it through it. We'll help you.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that's what this was about, right?
Yeah.
Helping each other, helping me.
Yeah.
Me helping everybody, you helping me, whatever the case may be.
And this is what you do on those anniversaries too. You do reflect and you do remember, and there are tears. There's laughter and tears, and you look at photos, and that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Because it's in a positive.
Absolutely.
So.
You know what I just thought of?
What?
So we used to go to baton. We would go to baton competitions, and our mom would like break out in a rash.
Yeah.
I don't know why, that just popped in my head.
So much stress for her.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. She'd be curling her hair and sewing sequins on our, what is that? Sequins on our costume like the night before, and like, yeah.
Our baton ends soaking in the sink and getting cleaned up. And Mom sitting there till all hours of the night. Remember going to school with curlers in her hair and
curlers in her hair. Go to bed with curlers in your hair.
Yeah.
The things we did, but
the things we did, for sure.
Good. Baton was good for us.
A
sport, just doing something as a team was really good for us.
Our whole family was involved in us doing that, and I think we're very fortunate that that as siblings we shared that experience for our whole entire life, because I don't know many siblings that get that experience. So
I'm
very grateful for that.
Yep, for sure. Yep. And
there was a funny story. This is a really cute story. Speaking of baton, you wrote a story in this book about baton camp.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember what happened? Well, how they forgot us?
Oh God, yeah. Jesus. Friggin' parents didn't even come pick us up. We're standing there.
So we went to
thank God I had a sibling, or I would have been like picked up by the cops.
Yeah, we went to baton camp, and we were there for for a whole week.
Yeah.
and our parents were late picking us up, and like not like a few minutes,
No.
like hours late, and like the whole point was
Okay.
we were like in this old like Boy Scout kind of camp. It was like totally creepy and weird.
Played cards, remember?
We played cards. It was dark when they finally got there. And do you remember getting in the car? We were like, "We're not speaking to you. We hate you."
Yeah, it's almost like
attitude.
the parents. We were the parents. We were like, "What is wrong with you people?
we were
This is
just
not right." Now, can you imagine if that happened nowadays?
well. Okay, so this is what Deanna's written in her own handwriting here. The time when Mom and Dad forgot us at baton camp. Thank goodness we had a deck of cards in each other.
Hmm.
Then there's also Madison's favorite song or favorite story, when we collapsed the lining of our above ground pool that summer.
Yeah, our parents told us they used to work together or work and leave us home for the summer together. And they said, whatever you do, don't go in the pool.
By yourselves.
And yeah, and you're not, we were never allowed to lean on the pool because it's a plastic liner. So when they went to work, we got hot, we went in the pool, leaned on the liner, collapsed, and they drove
And
up and we were like,
do you remember that? I mean, it's like we waited all day and we literally couldn't wait any longer. Like what a bunch of dorks we were. We waited right to the very worst moment possible to
they
lean on
pulled
the
up.
pool.
Yeah.
The pool thing fell down, like one side fell down. The water whooshed out like Niagara Falls, and the two of us kind of slid with it. And there were my parents driving up the driveway, and we were like, "We'll just go to our room." Is that what? And do you remember Dad was like, "I'm not fixing it. I'm going to leave it like that."
Yeah.
That was our lesson.
That was the end of that.
And
I just told that story to somebody yesterday. That's so funny. Yep.
wow.
No pool for us. Back to the sprinkler.
Okay, so I want to end on this note. I'm going to tell you one thing that I think that you have of moms, and I want you to tell me one thing that you think I have of mom.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Because I put you on the spot there with that.
Yeah. Like, wait, what? Oh.
I think that you have mom's heart. I've told you probably since the day you were old enough to remember that you emanate that same kind of warmth that she had. You literally walk in a room and light it up, and it's your insides that speak to people. You have that capacity to make anyone feel genuinely welcome and supported and loved. And that's exactly what Mom had, and you definitely possess that. I mean, you have many other qualities of Mom's, but that to me,
well, thank you. Thank you. I think you have that as well. You have a unique, way to like talk to people and make people feel you make people feel very comfortable by talking, and yeah, you have that. You have a lot of Mom's qualities. I think you got the best of Mom and Dad, actually.
Oh, please.
No, you did.
I started. We'll be back here in August for our dad's thing. We'll be talking
Oh, yeah,
about.
no, that
We,
won't be.
you know what? I would like to think that even though our parents, our parents' divorce was very, very messy and very angry, and in the last, 20 years, it was a challenge for us to navigate tricky waters between our parents and each other and all of that being pulled that we experienced. But I will say this again, our teamwork came into play there because we handled that very well between the two of us, and we in the end stuck together, and there were times when we were like, "Oh my God, can you both just get over it? Because you're both remarried and like we're fine." I mean,
exactly.
But
Yep.
I like to think that we both have the best of both of our parents in us. Would you not like to think that?
Oh, I do think that. Yeah. There's some things that I see in me, and I'm like, oh my God, it's just like Dad. But I kind of laugh at it. I'm like, well, and some of the things that I see in me that are like Dad are actually the things that I liked.
You have a sense of humor for sure.
Yeah, and the party part, that way he likes to party. I like a party, so I'm like, well, that's not so bad, right?
That's not so bad at all. And I'm definitely a storyteller like Daddy.
Oh, you are. Yes. You love to talk. You love to tell a story like Dad.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of moms, like you're very, the way you are with my girls reminds me of mom. You're very nurturing and loving, and yeah,
Well,
you're just,
I love your babies, so
I know, and they love you too so much. You have no idea. Yeah.
well, I kind of do, but I
No,
appreciate you
well,
saying it all the same.
but even Madison phoned me today after you did the little reading, and she goes, "Oh my God, Auntie Kelly's so sweet, Mom," and they love your storytelling. You know how you tell all these little stories about
Yeah,
me or you or
yeah,
Nanny, and Madison said to me today, she said, "I feel such a connection to Nanny." She said, "I don't know why. I mean, not to say she doesn't know why, but she said, I'm not sure if it's because I saw her on my birthday or,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. And I said, Madison, you have no idea. She reminds me of mom, like when she's
She
talking and
is. I
smiling.
said that to her today in the reading.
Oh my gosh, she reminds me of mom. It's or the way Mackenzie will tell her something silly because she's the
Yeah,
younger
yeah.
sibling, and Madison will say, "Oh, Mackenzie," and it's just it's. I feel like mom's coming through her, so
It's
and
lovely, isn't it?
yeah, it's beautiful, and I'm glad she still remembers Nanny and has that connection to her. That makes my heart just feel so good. So
It does. Did you
yeah,
bring Mom's bell, by the way?
I forgot. I'm so
Oh,
sorry. I
that's
had it
okay.
upstairs,
It's
and
okay. It's all good. So we were gonna. I asked Deanna to bring my mom's bell. My mom was given a
okay,
Harmony bell as a gift many, many, many years ago. And
you can hear that jingle.
yeah,
Yeah.
when mom passed away, Madison and Mackenzie, Deanna's girls were very, upset, obviously, and so they remember Nanny sleeping over and having it at the bedside. So
Hmm.
gave it, you guys hold on to it, and so I haven't seen it in a bit, but like everywhere Mom went, she would jingle her
Oh
bell.
yeah, she always wore it
Like
with
Pied
everything.
Piper. Yeah, she wore it
And
every day with every single
and she
thing,
would show
and
it to little kids or babies, and they absolutely love that
yeah,
little. Yeah.
and pets too, and pets
Yes.
too.
Yeah. Her little harmony bell. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got us the harmony bells.
Yes. Yeah. I
Yeah.
found like not real ones, kind of fake ones, and gave
Yeah.
gave them the Harmony bells.
Yeah. But I was up in my room today sorting out some jewelry, and I kept hearing them, and that noise is just so beautiful when I hear that little
It
ring
is. It is.
bell.
It's
So I
because it's
apologize.
unique, and
Yeah. It is.
it just you know what, I think the thing that I miss the most is Mom's voice, right? Because she had that way,
Yeah.
right? She had that way of saying hi.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh my God, it's funny you say that. I thought of that the other day. What do you miss the most? And I was like, her voice, her smile,
yeah.
just her energy. She was so fun. Like
Yeah.
always go up. Like, oh, that's okay. We'll just and I'd be like, what?
Except for when she used to get on the phone with Nana, then she wasn't fun or up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she used to be hard on her mother at times.
We, as her children, I mean, children do this, right? We weren't really little, so I'm not sure what excuse we could use. But anyhow, we'll just go with it.
Yeah.
We used to say, like in our heads almost, well, Mom's on the phone now, we can ask for just about anything, right?
Yes.
And that's when we would start,
Oh my God.
Mom.
Asking for things.
And
But
she would start snapping her fingers. She had this thing where she would never ask her mother to hold on. So if she was on the phone, if Mom was on the phone with Nana, she would never ask Nana to like hold.
yep.
So that's when she would start snapping. And so if we could get her something, we figured we should get something. So that's when we'd go to her with all these harebrained schemes or ideas. And that's when her eyeballs would pop out of her head and she'd be like,
Yeah. Apparently I do the same thing the girls say when
oh, do
I'm on the
you?
phone. I'm like, girls, like they're like, oh my God, they make fun of me. And I'm like, oh God, you do become
I
your
love
mother.
it.
Yeah. You do
I
become your
love
mother.
it. But I mean,
That's
that's
a
the
good
fun
thing.
part. That is the fun part, right?
Yeah. Do you hear her voice sometimes? Like when you say things, are you like, oh God, that's something my mom would say? Not really?
When I say sweetheart, I think I sound like Mom.
Yeah.
I feel that like that's Mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes when I just because I do the Jesus Christ thing. Our mom used to say Jesus Christ all the time. It was like a word, right?
Yeah.
And that's I mean
Yeah.
that and Pig Latin. I'm good
Oh
with that. Our father used to speak Pig Latin, and
yeah.
I
Oh,
don't. Well, I'll say it. He used to say, "Oh, like, holy f is Oliakfe, right? And I would, I've been known to toss that word around a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyways, it's a whole other story. No one wants to hear that. But yeah,
Yeah. See,
we used to tease Mom about the Nana thing, right? When
Yeah.
she would say something, we'd be like, "Oh my God, Mom, that was totally Nana," and she'd be like, "No, it wasn't." Like she would get really offended if we said
you become your, like, I even when I don't really have road rage, but if I, be like, "What are you doing, buddy?" or say something, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I sound like my mother," or I don't even know right now, but if someone's driving too slow, like whatever she would say, I say her phrases, and I'm just like, "Oh no," but it's cute.
Something else that we have in common that I literally just thought of, which is so random. We
What?
both really love a good bargain.
Oh yes,
Do
yes.
we not? We
Well,
love a bargain, and we get so excited. It's like call everyone you know,
well,
get
that
out
was
the Rolodex.
that was Mom. You got that
Yeah.
from Mom. Yeah, big time.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
If our mom got like a sale or a bargain, she was
yeah.
like,
She'd be like, "It's on sale," and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, it's a piece of garbage, but it's on sale." Yeah, yeah. She was always very proud of that.
yeah,
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 and you're good with numbers like Mom. Yes, you
true.
are. Yes. Yep.
And you're a good cook like Mom.
Mm, okay.
You,
All
you
right.
are. Stop. You're an excellent mother. You're an amazing mother.
I don't know about that, but okay. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Stop it. You are.
Well, thank you. You're an amazing aunt.
Well, it's not that hard of a job, but thank you. I appreciate that.
It's part time, so it's not bad.
Oh yeah, can we talk about how every time I babysat Madison when she was wee little, that my sister and her husband would come home and Madison was wide awake, usually screaming her head off.
No, but the funny thing, I can still see you at the door. Like you had her all wrapped in like this beautiful like blanket we never use, and she's fine. And I'm like, yeah, it's because you never put her down. Like you spoiled her. I'm like, she's supposed to be in the crib asleep, right?
Yeah,
Mom
but
used to
it's
say,
true.
Mom
The
used to say
truth,
that too.
honestly, my mom
She's like,
can't.
those are angels, and she's got them on the couch like sleeping with her. I'm like, well, yeah, they're angels if you hold them all night long. You didn't put them to bed, like you're like spoiling them, but that's okay. No, the best was this is a funny story when the girls went to stay in Fort Erie with Nanny
Oh, this is the best
in
story
the
ever.
summer for a week, and Mom called it boot camp. Yeah,
Yeah,
boot camp.
yeah,
Like
nanny boot camp.
come to Nanny boot camp, and I'll whip your children into shape. They whine, don't worry, I'll whip them into shape. And I'm like, okay, I don't know about that. So she had them, and one day Madison phones me and goes, "Hi, Mom," and I'm like, "Hi, honey," and she's like maybe 8 or something, and I'm like, "How are you?" And she's like, "Well, I'm kind of hungry," and I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, Nanny's in the garage having a beer with her neighbors and her friends, and Kenzie and I are really hungry." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill her." I'm like, "Oh my God." And I go, "Okay, sweetie, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go in the fridge and you're gonna get like some peanut butter and jam and get some bread." And she goes, "Well, we went out for lunch earlier, so there's some pierogies in there." I'm like, "Yeah, perfect. Pull those out, put them on a plate, put them in the microwave." And then another day, well, there goes my dog. During boot camp, she called me and said, "Mom, Nanny's really kind of losing it." And I'm like, What's going on?" And she goes, "Nanny's getting mad because Kenzie's hiding again and she can't find her." And then she puts Mom on the phone, and Mom's like, "Everything's fine. She's under the bed. Everything's fine." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, Mom. Everything's under control."
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
Do
And
you
then she's like,
remember,
"What are you picking them up?"
you remember the time, Dee, that
Yes, buddy. I think I have to let my dog out. So 1 second.
okay, all right.
Here, buddy. Here you go. Hey, go, 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 here. Go, go, go. There you go. Okay, there you go. Sorry.
It's okay, don't be sorry.
Okay.
Do you remember the time that well, pretty much every time you went there, because we'd be eating our favorite thing, which was pasta, and Mom would say, "Well, I'm just gonna put the water on, and I'm gonna go out in the garage and have it smoke," and you'd come back and there'd be no fucking water left in the pot
Yeah.
because that's how long she was out in the garage for.
Yeah, I'm like, "Can we get the sauce going? Can we get the, like, we're getting a little hungry." Or it's
Oh
only
my God, it was like party central at her house, even though it wasn't.
8:30. Yeah, mom loved her social time with her friends and neighbors, and Yeah. That's what you were saying earlier, is that her personality was just so
Yeah.
loving and warm, and
She
you know,
just like she was like a magnet. I mean, she
yeah,
was
she was.
the person that you went to if you had a problem. She was the person that you went to for a good laugh, and
Yeah.
she had this ability to have friends just like you do for like ever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Oh,
her friends were her friends, and they were
oh,
always her friends, and they never. I mean, even if they
yeah.
didn't talk,
Yeah.
um,
She was a good friend to people for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
she was.
And I mean, I'm not to get negative again, but if it wasn't for Mom on that street, Jim never would have had all of those friends. Mom was definitely the magnet,
Well,
When
like I,
she passed, they still came around to Jim because of her,
yeah.
and they told us that, right?
Yeah. Well, that day that we went to the house after Jim passed, and we pulled that fast stunt, which was awesome, which we won't go into in case anyone's listening.
Yeah.
When we got that stuff, one of the neighbors came out and he was like, "Oh my God, Kelly, haven't seen you in a long time," because it'd been like 8 years since I'd been there.
Hmm.
And I was like, "Yeah," and he said, "We never seen him like after your mom died, like."
Yeah.
Because
Because she was the social butterfly. Yeah.
well, yeah. So she was. So if they had any friends over, it was because of our mom.
Yeah.
Well, we won't tell you. We'll just keep it a secret what she used to do to get rid of him because she wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
This could have ended very differently, is my point. Right? Could have ended very differently.
Yeah. Different scenario.
All right. Deanna, I love you very much. Don't go anywhere, okay?
Okay.
Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being
Thank you,
here. Thank you
everybody.
for helping me. I'm laughing, and that is the best outcome that I could possibly hope for. Thank you for showing my sister some love, and thank you for just doing what you do. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you on Friday for Thanks Spirit. It's Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. With Kathleen J. Lightworker. We'll toss some cards. We'll get the conga line going in the chat. We'll have a good time. So, from me to you. Oh, hi, Juno. Sorry, love. We're just about to end. I'm so glad that you were able to pop in. Do watch it on the replay. This is my beautiful and lovely sister, Deanna. She was so kind one day. She said to me that she felt like our healing journeys were very similar. And so she called me an honorary sister, and told me that she wanted to make me a pendulum. She used to craft with crystals. She told me she wanted to make me a pendulum to celebrate my healing.
Oh, that's so nice.
Isn't that sweet?
That is sweet.
I love you too, Juno. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I will say goodbye. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for listening to us and supporting, and thank you so much for being a part of my sister's life and supporting her. I really appreciate it.
You're so sweet. I love you guys. Don't go anywhere, sweetheart. Okay.
Okay, I'll stay here.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.